Hey, it's the Chief Bonding with Board Games. You see it, Dr. Ruth's game. It's from Victory Games, the best-selling game of all time. I did an interview with Mark Herman, who is the CEO, Vice President Operations for Victory Games back in the 80s. I did not know that Dr. Ruth's game of Good Sex sold like 400,000 copies out of Spencer Gifts. I did not know that. Knowing that and all the Victory games that I have, and I've done another video on all the kind of the games that this beat out, not even close, I thought it deserves its own unboxing. It shall be unboxed here. We're going to come up over top. Boom. It's actually in a nice wrapped package, even from a thank you, which I can't quite read, but it looks to be in very decent shape. And it has the VG Victory Games logo on the box, and it's a typical Victory Games box. It's just put down in landscape instead of portrait mode. Let's go take a look as we see what Dr. Ruth has in store. All right, so a couple superficial things that are going to be just due to age. First of all, one nice touch, and the eBay supplier had this cool little bag that they placed it in along with a thank you sticker. So that is nice. We're going to get it out of here and we'll take a look. But of course, we've got a few things. You can see where it's an older game. Obviously, it's marred up a little bit. And here's our Victory Games symbol. But let's see here. It's for 2 to 4 players. Let's get this open. We can see in the back, we've got Dr. Ruth presiding over a game at a table with a couple. All right, now we can get her in here. So we can see, I don't know what these are, but it's a little bit older. It's got a little bit of dishing on it. Been sitting on a shelf, I'm sure, for a while. We can see we've got Victory Games, Division of Monarch Avalon. So it's all over that and quite interesting. There's our big Victory Games logo there. And we'll take a little bit. It's terrific. Sorry, had it all cut off there. We'll have to see how this goes here, but that's interesting art. So, what do we have inside? This feels, if it wasn't for the cover, that is Victory Games right there. That could be anything. That's a mounted board, which is interesting. Usually used to paper maps. Okay, wow, that's interesting. Oh, look at this. Hold on. We will come back to the board here in a little bit. Let's see what we've got here. So, special rules for one couple. Okay. Okay, looks like the rules sheet. What do we got here? Advanced? No, extended example of complete game. Sorry. Extends. I've been watching too much late TV. Dr. Ruth's game of Good Sex is hot. Trivia is not. All right. Well, isn't that something? I wonder how many of those cards came in. All right. What do we got here? Feedback card we're familiar with. That one's going straight to Victory Games instead of Avalon Hill. Interesting. These folks did not partake in that. Okay, let's see. What do we got? We got some cards that we'll come back and look at. There's some color as well. Interesting. Interaction card. Dr. Ruth. Okay, we'll come back and look at that. Ooh, sex clinic. That could be racy. All right, and different cases. Wow, case 83, case 80. We'll come back and look at that in a second. All right, we've got some of the more typical pawns that you would find at that time and some little chips. Okay, interesting. And these are still stapled. Wow, it's as if this game has not been played, or at least they didn't use the pawns. And then, is this just an insert? Okay, there's a die, but all that is, is an insert to keep everything from shifting around. Got it?
Let's take a look at the board real quick. All right, we'll bring her on here, and this is pretty darn impressive. So that is interesting as far as boards go. Let's see, we've got a nice colorful board. Is this racetrack scoring, maybe? It looks like you have different, I don't know. Obviously, you're going to be drawing different sex clinic cards. I don't know what the rest of this is. I may end up having to play this with my spouse, and then we'll see what is going on here. Again, if memory serves, what was it? 300 or 400,000 copies sold. Whoo! Just to be wondering, is it 300 or 400,000 copies? And he said as these were printed, they just flew off the Spencer stores in the malls around the country. So, board quality's held up. There's some roughness. Okay, there's a little bit of something on this board here, but those are very nice boards that fold down very, very nicely. Let's look at some of these cards. Wow. All right, we've got the rubber band off. I will be putting these in bags instead of rubber bands. Are these all the same? Yes, they are. And, well, 93. Trying to see what our number is. I bet you there's 100 of these. Just kind of looking. They look like they're all shuffled up. 95. And let's just read one example. What is case 28? We'll see if this is even readable on YouTube. I'll stop here if something crazy comes. I had a child out of wedlock. That happens a lot nowadays. At first, the father refused to have anything to do with me and my baby. But now he tells my friends he wants to come back into our lives. Well, that sounds good. But every time he agrees to see us, he fails to show up. Should I try to get together with him again? No. But let's see what she says. Dr. Ruth suggests A, forget him. His actions are speaking louder than his words. I would agree. And that is highlighted. So I bet you read these options off, and then the people pick what Dr. Ruth has said here. And I would agree. If it really matters to him, he would show up. Since he will probably, this is B, have trouble finding, since you will probably have trouble finding a husband, keep after him. C, give him time. He is still confused and needs to consider the situation. Yeah, maybe he'll figure that out. D, tell him you are moving away and that he has one last chance to see the both of you. Interesting. Okay, that wasn't racy at all. I was expecting maybe something crazy. Maybe there's some wild ones in there. But I remember Dr. Ruth fondly. I saw her on Donahue a few times, and I thought she was great. All right, let's see. So these are called interaction card or interaction cards. Okay, all the same. Wow, there's one that's slightly different color. A little more blue than purple. Interesting. Okay, doesn't matter at all. And let's see. Of personal interest, play immediately. Quote, make sure I'm in screen here. The thing I do that gets my partner most in the mood for sex is blank. Wow. Read this card out loud. Your partner and all other players write down a response. Each response that matches your partner's is worth 1 arousal point. Wow, you get arousal points for your partner and the matching player. Arousal points gained can be split up as a couple wishes. Move the arousal markers up or down the arousal tracks. Oh, I got to play this game for sure. Oops, I don't even know what that means. In a rut? Oh my gosh, this sounds great. All right, one more set of cards. We have the big, thick rubber band on this one and this one over here. All right, what are these here? Well, what do we got? Okay, these are just Ask Dr. Ruth questions, so they're colorful on this side. I would imagine male type questions, female. Yep, it even says male questions, female questions. And then you have answers. Okay, we'll see what this is. Let me see if I can bring this in. If a couple is having problems with a mother-in-law, the best thing they can do is to move far away. 2. A man is honor bound to sleep with a woman if he has treated her to a date and she has signaled her sexual readiness. No. Okay. 3. Putting, oh my, we'll stop that one. Goodness. Okay, yeah, these are a little racy. Here's a, this feels like a medic question, number 5. Syphilis can be contracted by kissing. Oh boy, I don't think it can. No, I don't know. I need to go find that out. I'll put the answer up top for you guys. Even as a medic, I don't know that one. I would say no. But for medic school, I think there was a syphilitic man that had it all over his mouth. And then I would say yes. They show terrible pictures in medic school when it comes to STDs. So I did not read all the questions there because a couple of them are actually fairly graphic. That's interesting. No wonder it sold at Spencer. I think we're good. We've done all the cards. That's good that there's questions in there. And interesting. All right. I didn't think I'd be reviewing this, nor did I think that this would be the #1 selling game for Avalon Hill, bar none. And if it sold 400,000 copies, it might have been one of the best sellers for Avalon Hill as well. All right. See you guys and gals. Bye.